I'm ready, willing, and able to help Donald Trump anywhere he asks us to help him.
Indiana Governor Mike Pence may be 2 huge steps closer to becoming Donald Trump's vice presidential candidate. 2 other top candidates for the job withdrawing their names late today. This has been a day of major developments surrounding Trump's running mate search. Our team has been all over this for the past 2 weeks, including those stunning announcements today. Our full team is working this story for you tonight, including at the Trump rally in Cincinnati, and ABC's political director standing by. We start with RTV6's Katie Hines and huge developments that appear to put Mike Pence closer to running for vice president. Katie.
2 people who were considered to be near the top of Donald Trump's short list have since withdrawn their names from consideration, that being U.S. Senators Bob Corker and Joni Ernst. And Ernst essentially endorsing Governor Pence for the role today, telling Politico, "I will admit that I am a Mike Pence fan. He is so well-rounded, served as a governor, and I think he's a great conservative. So I don't think he could go wrong." Although he didn't directly answer if he'd like to be Donald Trump's running mate, Governor Pence appeared eager to hit the campaign trail for the candidate in a conversation with reporters on Tuesday.
Wherever he wants me to campaign with him in Indiana or anywhere else, but we're going to be willing to get out there and work our hearts out.
State Representative Sean Eberhardt is a Trump supporter. He met privately with the candidate ahead of his rally at the state fairgrounds in April. We asked Eberhardt if he thinks Pence's prospects of being chosen for the job are good.
Sure sounds like it. I think he brings a lot to the table, satisfies a lot of what Trump wants in a running mate. So he checks off a lot of boxes for what Trump is looking for, so I think it's a great pick.
This UIndy political science professor says those boxes include Pence's past.
He obviously offers a lot of political experience that Trump doesn't have. He served in Congress. He's been the leader of the state as governor. He has a lot of following in terms of social conservatism and evangelicals that Trump hasn't necessarily appealed to, and he's from the Midwest.
A spokesman for Governor Pence tells us that he's flattered by Ernst's comments today, but it reiterates the same line that they have been saying all along. Nothing at this point has been offered and nothing has been accepted. Meantime, a number of Republicans tell us they're receiving phone calls encouraging them to consider running for governor if Trump were to offer the position of Pence and Pence were to accept. Now, that list at this hour includes Congressman Todd Rokita, Congresswoman Susan Brooks, and the mayor of Evansville. Reporting live, Katie Hines, RTV6.
So what would a ticket of Trump and Pence look like? And more importantly, could Indiana's governor help Donald Trump to win the White House come November? RTV6 Indianapolis This Week anchor Jason Fechner has that part of our coverage.
And let's bring in ABC News political director Rick Klein. Rick, thanks so much for joining us today.
Happy to be with you, Jason.
Speculation swirling in Indiana right now. If he were asked and if he were to accept, what would Governor Mike Pence bring to the ticket with Donald Trump being his running mate?
Mike Pence would bring immediate credibility among conservatives. He is someone that checks virtually all the boxes that conservatives might be interested in. A former member of House leadership, of course, a governor of an important Midwestern, potentially a battleground state, and someone who has walked the walk and talked the talk with social conservatives, a true member of their community. He is someone that would bring heft to Donald Trump in an area of one of his biggest weaknesses.
For moderate, undecided voters, though, does Governor Mike Pence move the needle?
I think he would point to his record as governor as something that would at least be evidence, a piece of evidence for him to offer to those kind of moderate voters. I think mostly what it would do potentially with voters out there in Indiana and well beyond throughout the upper Midwest potentially is you would be signaling that this guy is for real. He is choosing, for all of the heated rhetoric, choosing someone with established leadership credentials in Congress and as a governor. That, I think, is what you'd be looking for if he goes in the direction of Mike Pence.
Is it safe to say at this point that Governor Mike Pence is the favorite to join Donald Trump, or is he simply in the mix?
I think it's hard to say that there's a favorite when he's auditioning just about every day someone else for this job. I think Mike Pence is part of a pretty short list of people who are being seriously considered, not more than 4 or 5, but inside that list, it really is up to Mr. Trump by himself to make that decision, and I think it's hard to handicap inside of that. I do know he is intrigued by Mike Pence. He likes the fact that even when he endorsed his opponent, Ted Cruz, in the Indiana primary, he didn't make it personal, and that sort of pulling of a punch punch, I think, matters to Trump, matters to the Trump campaign. By all accounts, they had a cordial meeting over the weekend, and I think he helped his stock a little bit. But I don't know that that makes him the top contender. He is certainly, though, in the mix of the top tier.
ABC News political director Rick Klein, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, thank you.